the Red Sox took 3 or 4 from the Yankees. The Yankees are terrible. They can't field. Brian Bayo in one game that was fairly well played defensively, won a 1-0 game. The Yankees seemed to be. They were playing well though before all this.
It looked like the Red Sox earlier in the season.
Exactly.
The way they played.
So what did that tell you about the Red Sox? Like, what are your guys' feelings? How have things changed?
Here's my take on the Red Sox, Fred. Ready?
I am.
I think I'm excited because they are now a team. I like to watch teams that become confident in themselves, that learn each other, grow together, and become a team. So there's no question in my mind that they're a legitimate contending playoff, bona fide, got to watch them for the next 30 games, 31 games, that they're a very good baseball team. And it's been cool to watch them develop and trust each other and grow into a baseball team guided by Alex Cora. So what I'm looking at now, I'm not afraid of them, like not making the playoffs and, oh my gosh, who's going to start this game and everything. I like what they're doing as a team on a day-in and day-out basis. We've seen them grow. We've seen them add veterans. And now Bregman and even Nathaniel Lowe, are guiding, and Trevor Story is the MVP of this team, and they're just kind of come together nicely, and it's been fun to watch from start to finish. And I start with also the guy that's the new face of the franchise, and Roman Anthony just continues to do jaw-dropping things. It's just fun. And everyone out there should just enjoy this month.
Are you enjoying this month, Joe?
He's positive. If I can be critical, this is just being critical, and I'm not saying we should be positive about the Red Sox. No doubt about it, but if you do look at it, in spite of their success this week, they've lost 4 of their last 7. Like, they've scored 3 runs or fewer in 7 of the last 10 games. They're 5-5. So I guess that's okay. I want to see them beat up on Baltimore this week.
I want to see them. See, someone said to me yesterday, how excited are you about the sweep, the possible sweep? And I was like, I don't really care about that. I want to see them. This was going into last night, win 3 of the next 5 games. That's what I want to see. So now I want to see them take 3 out of 4 after what Baltimore did to them last week. Mm-hmm. And that, to me, will be a sign of a good team. Show us that you can bounce back from those types of games and beat a team that you should beat. Mm-hmm. Now, Baltimore's kind of playing for nothing, so they've
been better lately, though.
And I don't understand what happened to Rutschman. He's kind of gone, so it's just that was what I said prior to last week.
And that's the thing. They could have a good win. It's just what happens the next one. So you had a great series. You won 3 out of 4. Don't go on and they struggle on the road. So, let's give them credit. They had a really good weekend. But if you do take out that 1-0 win, which we really can't, they really would have split the series. If you look there.
But see, don't look at it that way, though.
No, but I'm trying to stay positive.
You said I can't.
I'm saying
They took 3 out of 4.
It is done.
Done. Now, this series, at least split. I want 3 out of 4, but at least split. And then go home. And the one thing that Cora talked about and is nauseatingly so talked about, got to win at home. They're 16 games above 500. It's exactly what you want in a team. But part of that is you want them to at least get that top wild card spot so that they can play at home now and learn and grow as a playoff team.
Can I be critical about one more thing? Well, Alex Cora, whenever something goes wrong, he says the team is what it is. So is that taking shots at, the general manager for not making moves, or is he just saying the team is what it is? Because when you use Chapman and you can't use him the next night, or you can't use Whitlock, who, by the way, was really good this weekend, who do you have next? And Weiser bailed him out.
That's going to be their problem.
Maybe Slayton comes back and
Slayton's
got to
be back, and he's got to be back and pitching well, right? Because their bullpen is, to me, that has been the issue that I've had going on the whole season, because Weiser's been just thrown into the ground. He's pitched so many innings. Same with guys like Justin Wilson, whatever. So that's, to me, is what's going to decide this team and how good they are and how far they can go, is that back end of the bullpen. So you got to be careful with Chapman. You just have to, because he's been so good. It's surprisingly so to so many people. And then you have Whitlock, and then you hope Slayton can go in there too to use with Weiser. And then from the left side, you have Wilson and Matz. Yeah. So I think they're okay. And then you're going to use Walker Buehler out of the bullpen and what have you. So I think they're in good shape.
It's coming together.
And I think I go back to what Bert was saying. We were all saying about Vrabel and the Patriots, right? This is kind of like a 2-year plan. And I think the Red Sox are on that 2-year plan now that they've figured things out. They need to go out and get a number 2 starter in the offseason. Fred, you've talked about that ad nauseum as well. If they could find like a Joe Ryan, a way to acquire someone that could be that number 2, even though Bayo stepped in, I still want more starting pitching. But I think that they're on their way, and it's fun to watch.
Who do you think is the biggest threat in the American League out of the wild card teams? Seattle's, by the way, I just looked at their schedule coming up. It's very easy.
They're the biggest threat, Fred. Just on paper, they're the biggest theyreat to win the American League.
They played very poor against the National League recently.
Right, but they can pitch. That's the one thing with them. And their Cal Raleigh is just insane.
Oh, where'd you get that from? Obvious. But they play San Diego, and then after that, they don't play anyone until the last series of the season against Los Angeles. They have 3 against Los Angeles, but they really play quite literally nobody.
Yeah,
because Cleveland's a joke now. So they
said, who's the biggest threat? Seattle.
And you can't going out to Seattle and going out there for the entire wild card.
But I want them to play in the playoffs. I want them to grow into get a feel for playoff baseball, so that all these young guys feel that. And then go forward. I want to see him sign Bregman to a longer-term deal and then keep going. I like it.
Yeah, I'm interested who they bring up, too. Is it Peyton Tolley? Because he had a great start over the weekend.
Maybe you throw him into the bullpen, right? Yeah. Maybe he becomes part of that mix, too, where you got to win.
He's got some makeup, huh?
Yes, and the other thing is get to the playoffs, because that is where Cora shines, right? That's what we saw in 2018. Just using everybody and anybody in that bullpen, starting pitching, everyone else, finding a way to win. That's what makes Bochy so great. That's what separates the good managers from the great managers, and that's what I'd like to see.
I just hope they can hit when they face a good pitcher. I don't know what their best lineup is right now. I don't know. Is it Rafaela at second with the outfield that they have? Is Hamilton? He makes a good play and then he doesn't make a good play. It's so inconsistent. But there's a lot of question marks. The one thing is, it's so important for the team to make the playoffs because it's real. I hate to say next year, but it really does help the team into what they're going to be and becoming a destination for free agents.
Fred, and if you were you are a baseball fan, right? So if this was happening in St. Louis or what have you, how could you not be excited about what you're seeing, the way this team is growing?
I would just be furious that they traded Devers for nothing. I still would be, and I know San Francisco sucks since they got him, and I know he hasn't been great. But I just would have, and you can trade him all you want, but you could have retained salary and gotten something back from him. And if they go to if they go to a deciding game in the playoffs and end up not having a pitcher and they get blown out, I would be just really, really pissed off that they didn't retain some of his salary and at least get a starting pitcher, because they are worse, not just because they lost Devers, but literally worse from the 2 players that are on the Major League roster that they acquired basically for that Devers trade. Hicks makes you worse, and May makes you worse. They traded the prospect they got in that for May, and May isn't going to pitch in the playoff. I mean, might middle relief or something, but there's no way he's going to pitch for you in the playoffs. So, just you could have gotten something to help you, and you didn't. I can't get over that. And you know me, Dan. I'm not sitting here. I think it's like an annoying thing that happens that people it's a reflex that they bitch about the Red Sox.
I understand what you're saying.
That would just everything, if they don't win a playoff round this year, if they don't win a wild card round this year, I would think, well, what would they have done? A, if they had Devers, or B, if they had gotten something back for him. If they had gotten something to help the team back for him. Anything to help the team.
Well, you're hoping Kyle Harrison maybe can be that guy, right?
Yeah, that's part of the Devers trade. I'm already out.
Yeah, he might start tonight.
Is that the kid they optioned to AAA when they first got him?
Yeah.
Bernardino's going to start. They're doing the
right. They're saying
again,
that,
right,
but I just maybe I was still holding out hope that.
What happened with Criswell? Is it an elbow thing?
I don't know. Jeez. I just feel bad for him. Every time he comes up here, he pitches well.
And they can't be healthy.
Back down.
And he can't do anything out of the bullpen.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to stay healthy. As you know, it is an unnatural motion.
But, Fred, I think this is a great time. This is a great time. Enjoy this month. Okay?
No, I won't. No one's going to care because football starts a week.
For all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.